His contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be standing up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatement. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win.
The arson attack on the Capitol Hill was not merely an act of vandalism. It was an affront to our democratic principles, an assault on the institution that sustain our republic, and a deliberate attempt to destabilize our hard-earned peace. The perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged and will be subsequently forwarded to court. This serves as a stern warning, not only to them, but to anyone who seeks to undermine public order, challenge our collective progress, and try to exploit impunity. The Republic of Liberia will hold you accountable, and justice will be served. As we proudly announce Liberia's induction as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council on June 4th, 2025, we do recognize the global responsibility that comes with this honor. To hold this obligation sacred, Liberia must now exercise maturity befitting its role on the world stage. Maintaining peace and stability within our border and upholding the rule of law is no longer just a domestic concern. It is a paramount international obligation, and we do not take it lightly. The Liberian National Police is guided by law, driven by empirical evidence and firmly rooted in constitutional mandate to safeguard lives, rights, and dignity of every Liberian. We're not instruments of political expediency, we're guardians of national stability.
If this was Joseph Boakai and his government and the people in the government, if the failure was going to affect them, yes. But I know as a government, when they lose, when they fail, nothing will happen to them. It all goes to the Liberian people. And therefore, as much as I don't like what they are doing, I wish they do well so that our country can benefit. They will not, we know that they do not have the capacity to do well. But we'll still pray for them to do well. And wherever they do up to the end, they naturally have no capacity to do well. They will not reach to where they want to reach to. We'll end it for them. But yes.
Did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatement. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win.
The arson attack on the Capitol Hill was not merely an act of vandalism. It was an affront to our democratic principles, an assault on the institution that sustained our republic, and a deliberate attempt to destabilize our hard-earned peace. The perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged and will be subsequently forwarded to court. This hard-earned peace. The perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged and will be subsequently forwarded to court. Our hard-earned peace. The perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged and will be subsequently forwarded to court. This peace. The perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged and will be subsequently forwarded to court. This peace. The perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged and will be subsequently forwarded to court. Perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged and will be subsequently forwarded to court. This of these heinous crimes have been charged and will be subsequently forwarded to court. Perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged and will be subsequently forwarded to court. Perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged and will be subsequently forwarded to court. This serves as a stern warning, not only to them, but to anyone who seeks to undermine public order. The arson attack on the Capitol Hill was not merely an act of vandalism. It was an affront to our democratic principles, an assault on the institution that sustained our republic, and a deliberate attempt to destabilize our hard-earned peace. The perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged and will be subsequently forwarded to court. This serves as a stern warning, not only to them, but to anyone who seeks to undermine public order.
Did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatement. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win.
What is happening today is under the approval of the President of the Republic of Nigeria. That's how our government works. Anything of this nature, if the President does not want it, will never happen. You know how our system works. Where's the accountability? There's no more system in our country. Everything is now left to paper. The legislature is gone. The judiciary has been sufficiently intimidated. What is left now is the executive to run the country, does as they want. So at the end of the day, I am convinced, and common sense dictates that at this level, what is happening today can never happen in Liberia. I don't know about other countries without the acquiescence of the president.
Did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence, of innuendos, lies, and misstatement. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Must acknowledge firstly to God Almighty, who in his goodness, love, and mercy keeps his protection upon us in spite of the harassment, threat, intimidation. He is good, and we acknowledge him. We thank him for keeping watch over us. We bless his holy name. God is good. God is faithful. Under no circumstance can we get started without acknowledging him in his sovereignty and his almightiness. We can do nothing without him. With him, all things are possible. Provision, protection, his presence, just everything in his almightiness. We are grateful to God Almighty, the God who keeps watch over this country, the God who is leading this country, the God who is providing security for everybody, including those who claim they are powerful enough, president, pro tem, speaker, deputy speaker, minister, director, whoever, spell their protection, God is hovering them. God does not discriminate. We bless him for our beloved country. In the midst of good people, there are also bad people. In the midst of patriots and nationalists, there are tyrants, dictators, despots. But God is on our side. We are grateful to him. It is another day, a great day, a good day. Pastor Cyrus Jackson, you are on Solowat Corsia, New Georgia, Bishop, Saclipie, Nima County, Ebenezer Grain, Sierra Leone, Stephen A. Barnes, Dakar, Senegal, Stephen Yakade, District 2, Lower Magibi County, Tom Williams, Congo Town, Catholic Community, Charles Gray, Coffee Farm, Caldwell, Sylvester Krumah, Bappin Paul Lee, Johnsonville, Benson, Victor Doe Community, Ansu Coleman, Headquarters, Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia, Juja Onewell, Johnsonville, Perry Slobot, New Jersey, the United States, Vinicius Bar, Newtown, Claude de Paul, J. Jopa Jerienem, Capitol Building, the Liberian Senate, Musa A. Sharif, Sophie, Congo Town, Trocon Edwards, Philip Kura, Dubai, the UAE, Nathan Page, Kakata, Magebe County, Brilila Warrens from Delaware, the United States. You've been off for a while now, Brilila. Hope that you are good. Stop seeing you for a couple of weeks, if not months. Edwin Pengbai, District, what is 3rd District, Bombing County, Rexford, Sampon, Dupont Road, and Julius Coffee, Peter Topa, Dupont Road, Jackson C. Pony, Junior Iron Factory, Block C Community, alongside the chairman of the Intellectual Center, Romancio Latupan, or Cannibal for short. All of you are great people. Thank you so much that you have come on. We appreciate your presence. We are inspired by it. We can appreciate you the more. We are grateful. Change is not on a silver platter to get started. No. In the meantime, it's 4,000 we are giving out. The King's Cash giveaway. The star 799 star 24 hatch. You want to play with only $1, Liberian dollar, or 70 cents US, and have 40 or 4,000 Liberian dollars on a Monday in the reign of Judah Christopher. It's only when you can dial star 79 and star 24 hatch, play with $1, a single Liberian dollar, not two, or 70 cents US, you can have 4,000, and that can help you in this reign of Judah Christopher. Change isn't on a silver platter. It comes with too many sacrifices. Martin Luther King said, before this victory is won, some will be thrown in jail, some will be called that misdriver and agitator, Some will even have to go through physical death. And physical death is that price that one must pay to free that children from a permanent psychological death, and nothing shall be more redemptive. Redemption is inside. Whether it takes weeks, months, years, redemption is inside. Worry not. The government of the day cannot intimidate anybody, cannot harass anybody, cannot create anything, quote unquote, plan to silence the opposition. Interestingly, the government is making it easy, have started to run campaign on behalf of the opposition. Against that backdrop, you have to be excited and confident that you will get back to power. Don't get intimidated by what they tell you that you're not going to get back. It will never happen. That is a scare expression. Anybody who is afraid will come up with all kinds of different things. They are weak, and in their weakling selves, they try to create distraction. But we are sensitive. We are far ahead of them in this game. They can do any and everything. They would not succeed. Every day they are failing. Matilda Stevens, yeah, thank you. I'm doing good. Hope that you're fine. Good day also to you. I don't know to your time zone. If it is in the morning, then I'll say from Liberia and good morning. If it is in the afternoon, there I'll say good afternoon. Yes, I guess you are faring well, my Matilda Stevens. We knew the guys weren't going to still in jail forever and ever because it was politically motivated. It was a plan. It was discussed, and they did not know how to execute it. Everything about the Capitol building incident is a make-up, a cover-up, a lie. They cannot prove anything. They just did not want to leave it as it is, that it was to get Fonati Kofa off the speakership. So with the speaker resigning, not doing anything about the Capitol building situation, then it will be seen as weakness on their part. They have not known yet that they embarrass themselves. They place themselves in an embarrassing position. They cannot get off the public curiosity, the Senate, the House of Representatives. When you are devising evil, according to Proverbs, that evil will go back to you and expose you. It is against this that God advised that you don't devise evil against anybody. Because as you do, God will use that same evil plan to expose your evil. And that is what is happening with these guys. Everything was planned from the top, and they chose the man whom in their thinking is the right person to execute the plan. Unfortunately, he hasn't executed any classified plan. He does not know. So he blundered and continued to blunder along the way. I'm talking about the police director. Everything was political, still political, will be political. It was targeted at the opposition, and we'll talk about Musa Bility's position, which we have been talking about, and I think our voices resonated with some of the members in the opposition, because what we've been talking about in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, they've now come to realize that yes, it makes sense. We talk about the confirmation of our position, that if ever was a time for the opposition to hold together in this warfare, now is the time. They have acknowledged. We'll talk about that. So they carry out that sinister plan because it is a sinister plan, so it didn't work. Shamefully, they released the guys after allowing them to stay at the police station from 9 o'clock to 4 p.m. because they had wanted them to go to jail. And this was with the full approval of the president. Nobody can convince me that Joseph Yema Boakai did not know what was going on. He knew, he approved it. Gregory Coleman would do nothing on his own. Gregory Coleman takes direct instruction from the president. The police director speaks directly to the president speaks directly to the police director. The police director don't need to consult anybody before he communicates with the president. He does it at will once the need arises for that. So also the president. He was aware that the guys were at the police station. They were called in as persons of interest as part of the ongoing investigation, that they will have kept them there once they got within the clutches of the LNP until 4 o'clock, and then they will be taken to jail. I told you people last week, it is payback. To know this good, read Unity Party statement and the timing of the statement. Once the guys were taken at the Morovia Central Prison, Unity Party released a statement welcoming the move by the police and the persecution of all of those guys. If that wasn't sufficient, they took to social media, bringing out images they claim happened during CDC's regime. And they started to use the expression, the law is the law. Meaning, if you treated us in the past, we are paying back. And everything truly was politically motivated. When Boakai came to power, without hesitation, he released former Chief Justice Gloria Musu Scott, who was tried, convicted, and sentenced. And there are several instances we can bring to your attention. Everything about the Capitol building incident was purely politics, nothing else. The president was more political with the entire situation when they took him on the grounds of the crime scene and made him to say that hooligans politically burned down this place. With that statement, everything was decided. The lawmakers who were part of the majority bloc started to spread it that their colleagues burned the Capitol building. Even though they refused to cordon off the crime scene, if they have nothing hidden, and they believe truly that place was set ablaze by people within this country, they would have given or open up to international forensic fire experts to come and aid in the investigation, because they know exactly what was planned, so they ignore all of the calls from the accused, from the public, everybody, to have independent experts come in to aid in the investigation. But there are things that unfolded in this country. They immediately sounded that we need international experts to come in and help us. International experts are coming in to help us with the investigation. But the fire, the Capitol building, alleged arson, no need for international experts. We can handle this one all by ourselves. Simply because something went wrong, they don't want to own up to their responsibility, use other people as scapegoats. And I like how the release speaker, they've been released. They were never going to stay in jail. No, they thought that they had proved a point, or they needed to prove a point. But no, they have not proved any point. They have not scored any political capital. The guys are out. They were bailed out. And they will cooperate. They are all law-abiding citizens. They are not flight risk. The court wasted its time and still wasting time. Nobody had ever escaped justice in this country. So banning them from leaving the country means absolutely nothing. None of them had ever attempted to leave this country. Neither would they attempt under such a circumstance to leave Liberia. Why would they want to? No. If you don't impose a travel ban, then people will still be here. They will not run away. No, they can't. So the guys were released today based on the pressure of the opposition community. The guys were released based on the ultimatum given by the opposition community. They weren't released because they had said today to arraign them in court. No, the intent was these guys will still be in jail on today, Monday, Tuesday, all the way to the next weekend. It was planned. Opposition pressure with ultimatum led them to release those guys. They had come out with different ideas so that the bond would not be secure as the law provides. Again, they were putting politics into it. But the speaker, the former speaker, and the rest of the guys have a very crack legal team. They were pressure. President Boakai and his police director were pressure. They bowed to pressure to release them. They were forced to release those guys on bail. Because what was coming, the government was not going to contain it. They bowed to pressure. Nobody should convince you that it was any other thing. It was pressure. They bowed to pressure. They were given an ultimatum to release the people. And that ultimatum, Monday, meaning Monday should not pass. If you kept them in jail beyond Monday, then what you're looking for, you will get it. And I bet you, had they kept those guys in jail, still, the situation was going to be different. They got afraid. They got afraid Okay, Matilda. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it today. I beg you, when I am through. Yeah. They got afraid. They got afraid. But you should please attach a text so that I will know. Yeah. Because too many of those will come in. They got afraid when the opposition, the leading opposition figures in this country, headed by the man who, God first, the peace and stability of this country rest upon George Manawia. That public address that they gave yesterday worried President Boakai. He called his people to ask them what they needed to do. The position by the opposition leader was, not only are we calling for the release of our people, but that we get out. That shocked the international community. Also, the international community got scared. And some of them immediately called Mr. President and told him that you have to do something about this. Otherwise, than that, this country will erupt into chaos. We have investments here. We have invested in this country so much. This country enjoys peace over the time, even though it had come to experience it relatively under your reign. You have just ascended to the United Nations Security Council non-permanent seat. If you can do nothing now, it would send a bad signal. Not because you have 2 years, but you will start to experience the consequences, and it will start with marginalization and avoidance. The guys, listen, not that these people don't talk. For us outside, we want to hear the people calling news conference or addressing news conference or really issuing press statement. Yes, they can do that. They have done that. Is one of the ways they go about to communicate their message, but they equally can speak directly to the president. The president can be spoken to directly. The U.S. ambassador can sit in his office and call Boakai directly. There were a couple of times, as President George Weah, former President Weah, there were times the ambassador here will call him directly, besides going to see him at his office. Let me give you a classic example. You go and ask him. When Eugene Fagon was in his government and Eugene Fagon came out with that stuff that could have led to uprising, who immediately informed Mr. President that he needed to do something? The ambassador, yeah. They got those guys within the international cycle, they speak directly. They've told Joseph Yuma Boakai, you have to release those guys and set the stage for their trial and not to keep them in jail. Your constitution provides that you don't keep people in jail beyond, or you don't subject them to psychological and emotional torture simply because you are the president of the day. They released Councillor Fonati Kofa, Abu Kamara, Dixon Sibo, Jacob Debbie, and their own woman. I don't know whether she wasn't in that place, so we can't call her name. Under pressure. The political leader of the Congress of Democratic Change, followed by Alexander Cummings and other leaders, as they said, they were at the court this morning. They matched their words with action. They were at the court together with scores of supporters. That also shook Joseph Human Boakai. As soon as the political leader of the Congress for Democratic Change left, when he was leaving, what were they saying? Oh, the making, and he said, and they say they can put 1,000 men, 3,000 men, 4,000 men outside. Why are you leaving? There is a difference between loud muffin and influence. What you saw on the grounds of the Capitol building, I am not attributing this exclusively to former President George Weah, but every opposition member. Their influence was seen. It's not the gathering of the masses. The masses showing up was in solidarity. But there is the political influence. The two, not the same. The masses can gather, but there can be no figure or high-profile figure to change the atmosphere, to alter or to sway. The influence was saying in Weah, Cummings, and the rest of the people. When they saw Weah leaving, when they saw his convoy leaving, they quote today, the Temple of Justice, followed by the other people, they were screaming all over the place. Oh, they have 5 hours public address that they are coming out in a mass and all kinds of things. Where are the people? They did not know that Weah had influenced the situation. He was finished with everything he along with Cummings and the other people right on the ground of the Capitol building. And his leaving the Capitol building along with the others was to go and receive Councillor Fonati Kofi and the rest of the guys. Yes. To go and see the rest of the guys, or receive them rather. And he went there, he received them. They are out. They are out. Against that, the speaker made the statement.
Did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisan's word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatement. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win.
He is 100% right. As we have said, it was discussed, it was planned, but executed poorly. It was politically motivated. The speaker, the former speaker, is 100% right. I want you to listen carefully to the IG, Gregory Coleman, confirming what you just listened to from Fonati Kofi. I beg you, please listen carefully and tell me whether Gregory Coleman's tone is not political, a foregone conclusion that these are the people who burned the Capitol building. Please listen to him carefully.
The arson attack on the Capitol Hill was not merely an act of vandalism. It was an affront to our democratic principles, an assault on the institution that sustained our republic, and a deliberate attempt to destabilize our hard-earned peace. The perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged and will be subsequently forwarded to court. This serves as a stern warning, not only to them, but to anyone who seeks to undermine public order, challenge our collective progress, and try to exploit impunity. The Republic of Liberia will hold you accountable and justice will be served. As we proudly announce Liberia's induction as a non-permanent member.
Did you get him? Please listen again. He confirmed what the former speaker said.
Did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it.
Now here is the IG word, the political aspect of it. He concluded that these are the guys. I am telling you why Gregory Coleman was so hard and pressing on these guys. Listen to Gregory Coleman confirming that these are the guys who did it. For Gregory Coleman, it wasn't necessary for court. As far as we're concerned, these are the guys. Let's take them to jail, keep them there. When the time comes, we put them before the court, and the judge will waste no time and indict. Listen to the man.
The Capitol Hill was not merely an act of vandalism. It was an affront to our democratic principles, an assault on the institution that sustained our republic, and a deliberate attempt to destabilize our hard-earned peace. The perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged.
You get that? The perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged. Those guys, they arrested first and in their custody or turned over to the court. Fonati Kofa, Abu Kamara, Jacob Derby, Dixon Sibo, they are the ones who burn. It is different. Insecurity, when you're giving such a press conference, you want to be very smart by avoiding being definitive, because you have not concluded entirely, you stay going in it. So you're here, like we listen to those guys outside. They said the investigation is still ongoing. We are still collecting bits and pieces of evidence. We can't say anything definitive now. Those we have in our custody, we are still speaking to them. We can't disclose anything much until in the fullness of time. The reason they can do that, because they try to avoid being definitive, because if you just say that, you've already concluded. And that is the ineptitude of Gregory Coleman. Gregory Coleman concluded that these are the guys who burned the Capitol. For Gregory Coleman on, as far as he's concerned, everything is over. No need again. So he said we have overwhelming evidence. That's why he said in his last press conference that they have overwhelming evidence to proceed now to prosecute these guys. For Gregory Coleman, he has no time. As far as he's concerned, no need to be looking around again. We want anybody. These people that will have Fonati Kofa and the rest of the guys are the ones who burned the Capitol. And the only reason why he will be that way, because Bouaka went on that ground. Before then, Bouaka had been intimidating, harassing Fonati Kofa. We are all aware how Fonati Kofa was called to his house, and he told Fonati Kofa to resign. If he didn't resign, they would take all of his security details from me, and on and on. All of us know that very well. Fonati Kofa went there too. The video is all over. Fonati Kofa arrived when Bouaka, Yombli Kanga Lawrence, VP Kun, and the rest of the people were sitting. From the rear all the way, he went one by one attempting to shake their hands. All of them refused to shake the hand off Fonati Kofa in his capacity as speaker then. When you see that, what the president and his people will tell you by their refusal to shake Fonati Kofa's hand, the message is, this is the man who burned the Capitol, and he comes here in our midst and wants to shake our hand, acting like he is an innocent person. That was clear. It was clear. If God in heaven were to send angel Gabriel down, he will tell you the same thing. Everybody, Fonati Kofa, you look up the video if you get it, you watch it over and over. Everybody that Fonati Kofa attempted shaking the hand, as he extended his hand, they will hold back. From where Dillon was on the rear, all the way to the last person, all of them refused to shake Fonati Kofa's hand as he extended his hand to them. What was the message from Joseph Yema Boaka and his people? This is the man who burned the Capitol building. He comes here and he wants to shake our hand on the same ground that he burned the building. So everything about this man was planned. Everything. But God is with Fonati Kofa and the rest of the guys. Dixon Sibo. Why would Dixon Sibo want to burn the Capitol building? In good security, they look at your track record. They go back. That thing, the people, they were there complete farce, complete makeup. I conclude that the man bought gas. He gave $100 to a boy to go and buy gas. Police officer goes to the court and say when they were investigating, they saw a thing, and the chloride bottle smelled like gasoline inside. So somebody brought gasoline and set the building ablaze. They could not. All of their so-called evidences, everything was disjointed till today. Before you accuse people of that, you look at the track record. Why police? Why the very police people? They can go back to people's record when they're investigating to know whether this person was involved in this before, whether the person has any track record of so. They get into the community. They do they do background investigation. Why? Because everything was a makeup. But the guys are out now, so we're going to see. Gregor Coleman will not go after anybody again because he doesn't have anybody. All of us know that it was politically motivated. And Saturday event was another terrible, another ruthless act from the police. It was bad off. Let's go back to the police IG.
The arson attack on the Capitol Hill was not merely an act of vandalism. It was an affront to our democratic principles, an assault on the institution that sustained our republic, and a deliberate attempt to destabilize our hard-earned peace. The perpetrators of these heinous crimes have been charged and will be subsequently forwarded to court. This serves as a stern warning, not only to them, but to anyone who seeks to undermine public order, challenge our collective progress, and try to exploit impunity. The Republic of Liberia will hold you accountable, and justice will be served. As we proudly announce Liberia's induction as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council on June 4th, 2025, we do recognize the global responsibility that comes with this honor. To hold this obligation sacred, Liberia must now exercise maturity befitting its role on the world stage. Maintaining peace and stability within our border and upholding the rule of law is no longer just a domestic concern. It is a paramount international obligation, and we do not take it lightly. The Liberia National Police is guided by law, driven by empirical evidence, and firmly rooted in constitutional mandate to safeguard lives, rights, and dignity of every Liberian. We're not instruments of political expediency, we're guardians of national stability. Our mandate is clear, and we strive to uphold it impartially and in alignment with the security sector and stability pillars of the arrest agenda and the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. No one who violates the law of the Republic of Liberia will walk with impunity. The era of tolerance for lawlessness is over. Liberia will not flourish in the shadows of disorder and indiscipline. Accountability must prevail at every level of our society. This moment marks the beginning of a new chapter in which the Liberian National Police remains resolute in its duty. We will not be deterred by threats, will not be silenced by intimidation, will stand firm, defend the peace, and resolutely resist any foreign or domestic force seeking to derail the progress. Let us arise to the challenge. Let us build a Liberia that is safer, is stronger, and more just for ourselves, and not just for ourselves, but for the future.
I mean, you're scared police director, man. Let's talk Saturday awful scene. They say they released a statement today. The police was uncontrollable. The police actually exhibited their predatory nature. They were like vampires. They were just uncontrollable. The scene that we witnessed on Saturday, awful. It sent a bad signal out of this country. You could see the politics in it. You could see politics in security. When they carried the guys at the Monrovia Central Prison, or Sub Beach as it is called in Liberia, for those of you out of Liberia, scores of citizens turned out to express their uneasiness. The former representative of District 8, Akaras Gray, was there, and we must give Akaras Gray the credit. We must thank Akaras Gray. He may not have the same flair or ability as he was so strong militantly when they were in opposition, but Akaras has not lost his loyalty for CDC. Akaras is one of the guys who have withstood the test of time for CDC. I don't think at this point in time, Akaras can trade anything or trade CDC for anything. Akaras was there from the morning all the way to the afternoon hours until they put those guys in jail. He was calming everybody down. Even though some partisans were there insulting Akaras and other leaders of the party, which was not right. When you are in crisis, it's not the time to fight against yourself further. No. He managed to calm most of them down. Why that was on, the police didn't show anything professional but political instinct. A guy who was not part of the scene, no one knew where he coming from, whether he knew what was happening at Sub Beach or not, but he had on a t-shirt. He had on a t-shirt with a CDC revolution. He was not at Sub Beach. He was far from the scene. He was at the intersection of United Nations Drive and Center Street, and right behind Public Works Ministry. Where he was, people weren't gathering. the place was clear, and he was walking through. Because the police officers saw that he had on CDC t-shirt, they immediately rushed to him and pulled him forcefully and put him in the pickup. So was it a crime on Saturday and even now for anybody to wear anything CDC? That was awful, irresponsible, unprofessional by the police. That was wrong. Simply because the man was in CDC t-shirt, he was arrested, even though they were saying nothing of a charge. But the charge was, for them, he was in CDC t-shirt. So if somebody, or if he was in a Unity Party t-shirt, they would not have arrested him. He would have passed. But because they saw him in CDC t-shirt, wearing CDC t-shirt, they felt that he had broken the law. Then came the chairman of the party, which would take me to their statement. If CDC overlooked that, if the party feels that they should do nothing about it, even though Janga Kowo gave a news conference to that, in my opinion, that was not sufficient. I think the police wanted to harm Janga Kowo. What we witnessed, what we watched, I think the guys, they just wanted something, either his foot or his hand break, and then they can release him to go, that they accomplish their aim. I am saying it because the way they handle Janga Kowo. Not that they did not know who Janga Kowo is. They knew that it was the chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change. Janga Kowo was not inciting. Janga Kowo was speaking to partisans or Liberians who are gathered in sympathy of the lawmakers that were jailed. That they needed to come down and allow the law to prevail. Because the police officers were so angry, desperate for arrest. When they saw Janga Kowo, they started moving towards him. Everybody, see it all over. When Janga Kowo saw that they were coming to him, Janga Kowo is a law-abiding citizen. Janga Kowo is a lawyer. So it is not somebody who is not aware. And the police director, deputy director for operations, Nelson Fremont, is a lawyer. And Nelson Fremont knows Janga Kowo. He knows Janga Kowo very well. He knows that Janga Kowo is the chairman of CDC. But because the atmosphere was everything politics or political, targeted at CDC, he allowed his people to move Janga Kowo when they were going 3, 4, 5. Janga Kowo put his hand up. You watch it. The video is there. It's all over. It's going around the world. Janga Kowo put his hand up. Meaning, I see you people coming to me. I know that you people are coming to me. And I know that you people are state security. But here I am, vulnerable, not resisting, not going to be resistive of anything because I am not inciting anything here. Even though they saw Janga Kowo hands up, it was insufficient. 5 police officers, force Janga Kowo, excessive force, chung him into the pickup, as we say in Liberian term, chung. Well, where you fall down, act wall, your knee break, your hand break, your foot break, anything break on you, unresponsible. When you pulling somebody over in an awkward way, in a don't care manner, you simply say anything happened to you, even if you die, we say because of this, that. As if that wasn't sufficient, when they put Janga Ko in the pickup, the police pickup, a police officer, you could see the desperation. You could see the anger, the vexation of that police officer. Even though they knew that I was the party's chairman, but because that CDC party chairman, so the guy immediately took off his handcuff and put it on Janga Ko's hand and attempted putting it to a hooker on the pickup, but it was big. It could not go there. So he put it on the other side. Why would you handcuff a person who is putting up no resistance? I have never seen that in policing all around the world. Why will you hang up a person who is vulnerable, put his hand up and say, yeah, I am? You only want to tell the person now, move from here, get out. You want to use your discretion. The person already understands the atmosphere. But because Janga Ko is the chairman of CDC and he was on the ground, it is the crime that he committed. Now they release a statement to that effect. After dehumanizing Janga Ko, after showing that everything was politically motivated, they were acting upon the instruction they received, they come to release a statement to that effect. But what can it do? You've already done what you wanted to do. You've already committed. You've already manhandled the man. Releasing statement will mean nothing. It doesn't change anything. You've already done the act. So what there to change? What the statement can do? The statement can change anything. Nothing absolutely. The statement can change. Here is it. The police statement about Janga Ko, the LMP. Yesterday, when the police was acting, they say, oh, CDC police, Unity Part, CDC police, we are police. Here is the statement. Liberia National Police. They said, the Liberia National Police acknowledges the public concerns regarding the recent apprehension of Mr. Janga Ko, chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change. Why the LNP maintains that the arrest was based on probable cause. Mr. Ko was immediately released upon arrival at LNP headquarters. However, the manner in which the arrest was executed has understandably drawn public attention. In response, the Inspector General of Police has directed the Professional Standard Division to review video evidence and other relevant details of the incident. A thorough inquiry into the use of force will be conducted, and upon completion, the findings will be made public. As we continue to uphold law and order, the LNP reminds all citizens of their responsibility to abide by the law and cooperate with law enforcement officers or officials. The collective commitment of every citizen is essential in maintaining peace and ensuring public safety. The rest of it, the safe stuff. The police director confirmed. He thinks, or his public affairs people think that they alone know English, but apparently their disease is apprehension. They can't comprehend well. He confirmed, the police statement confirmed that there was unnecessary excessive force used on and against the chairman of CDC, Janga Ko. The unprofessionalism of the police director, which he showed here, that they send the video to. You need not send any video. As the head, you sit down and watch that. Oh, how I like the white people. How I like those people. God gave them extra knowledge. God gave everybody the same knowledge. The police director, a white police director, will sit in his office and watch that video over and over and over. And will be convinced that the police used excessive force on this man who was not resisting anybody. And immediately take action against the police officer or police officers who will do that. They think that just like how the guy, Bernie Spears, just like Bernie Spears said, they think we are stupid. Sending it to standard division is to say, come on, that thing is finished, alleviate. Nothing going to come of it. Chief, we don't need you to send it to standard division, what you call it. It's already seen, it's known. It's all over the world. Standard division can change anything. That raw video all over the world. You send it to your standard division, whether they will doctor it or not, that your business. IG, it all over the world. It all over. If I were you, Police IG Gregory Coleman, if you are professional, you will sit down in your office and watch that video, as some of your colleagues do around the world in their capacity as the head of the police. That you watch that video over and over. You confirm that there was excessive use. Then you say, even though there was a probable cause. What was the probable cause for the arrest of the manhandling of Janga Cole? You can never tell us, no security person in the whole world, Gregory Coleman, you can ever be convinced using the expression probable cause. Janga Cole was as vulnerable, doing nothing, inciting nobody, just talking to the people to calm down, just as Akaros was doing. But because they realized that this is the chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change, and this is the party we are targeting, this man, why did the police go to him when the police officers were going? Did you see Janga Cole running? Did you see him resisting? Did you see anybody come in defense of Janga Cole to serve as a buffer to resist the police apprehending him? Because when you use the word probable, you are saying that it is evidential. You have a considerable degree of evidence or conviction. That's what the word probable means. You have a semblance of truth. Mr. Janga Cole, chairman of the Congress of Democratic Change, you acknowledging your officers knew that was the chairman. The white man, the white police officers, they will go and say, Mr. Chairman, please, the scene is not favorable for you. It could jeopardize your safety here. We most respectfully request that you leave the scene. The white officers, they use their discretion. The people are professional. They are highly educated. They are careful not to infringe on the fundamental rights of people. Even in tense situations, they know that it is a responsibility to protect. You think our expression I use, they say they get police code to protect life and property. You also protect life in a crisis situation that is not resistive, that is not causing further chaos, not exacerbating the situation. That's why the white law enforcement officers, please accept my racism comments if you think that I'm being biased. Accept it in a professional way so that I provide education to our people here. They will go. I have seen that thing. I've seen a couple of times. Mr. Chairman, please, The atmosphere is hostile. I can understand what you want to do, talk to your people, but it could jeopardize your safety. And we will appreciate for you to leave the scene as we handle the situation. Had the guys just spoken to Jangako in that way, you think Jangako are going to say, I stay here and I'm moving? Because when there is a defiance of state authority, when there is a defiance of the police, it becomes resistance. There where now the police will have to subdue you. There was nothing of such that Jangako was doing. The only crime Jangako committed over there that allowed the police to open up the predatory nature against him because he is the chairman of CDC. They knew that he is the chairman. The chairman of CDC was on the ground. Yeah, the man, yeah. The man confirmed the thing. Yeah, listen again. Then I talk those people on and then we go. I just want to conclude all of the pointers and then I leave it with you to do the rest of the talking. Mr. Jangako, chairman of the Congress of Democratic Change, why the LNP maintains that the arrest was based on probable cause. The statement should have indicated, it should have been indicated in this press statement, the probable cause. That's why if CDC overlooked that thing, they just leave it at press conference Jangako had there. For me, I consider it a rant. CDC has to press, because if you're leaving these things, the people will continue to do it and just release statement. We have to stop this thing, just releasing statement when you cause harm, then release statement and say the police investigating, they send it to police standard division. You acknowledge that the man was manhandled by your very police. Why did you say that? Because you saw the video. So what further evidence that you need? What kind of review, Gregory Coleman, that you need? What is it that you want your people to tell you after they have reviewed this video or watched this video that these people, our colleagues use excessive force or they did not use excessive force? Whatever your guys present to you, that's why you will accept. And they will not go and say our guys use excessive force. But thank God Almighty. Thank God for technology. You can deny it from a police standpoint. You can deny it from a military standpoint. You can deny it from a journalistic standpoint. You can deny it from wherever. But technology will always convince the whole world. Why the LNP maintains that the arrest was based on probable cause, Mr. Cole was immediately released. That's not the issue. Upon arrival at LNP, so they confirm it yet, they bundle him in a pickup and carry him there. Why did you carry the man to LNP headquarters? However, the manner in which the arrest was executed has understandably drawn public concern. Confirming it all over Gregory Coleman. It all over everywhere. This morning we're watching it again. Everywhere. People have it in their gallery. Everywhere they're sharing it all over. The same way United Party people were sharing videos of CDC to the whole world and made the world to believe that all kinds of awful things were happening in the We Are administration. The same thing happened. We Are administration technology existed. Bwaga government technology existing. Oh yeah? Thank you, Chief. Thank you for confirming in your press statement written by your spokesperson, Cecilia Clark. Thank you for confirming. Yeah, Chief. Yeah, you confirm it. Mr. Kowa was immediately released upon arrival at LNP headquarters. However, the manner in which the arrest was executed, understandably drew public attention, meaning it was too gruesome. It was inhumane. It was dehumanizing. It was like Predator. You know what Predator is? You people have watched the show. How they call the guy, the American actors, Commando. You people have seen that. I'm not talking about. There are two different Predators. I'm not talking about the one in the how they call the arena. The Predator, it changes its color just like chameleon from one end to you hardly see it. Yeah, the face, everything, just a grotesque character. That's how a Predator, a grotesque character with long clutches. Just one hand. There God, thank you. Hey, yeah. When you put God in first in anything, forget it. Satan will bring. So they confirm, yeah? They confirm that it was the police used excessive force. What they don't want to admit was the police officers were wrong. So they say they sent it. There is nothing technical about that interview. There's nothing so so technical that you will need forensic or professional people to look at it over and over. Nothing in our video that is so technical. Everybody saw the people, I think about 4 or 5 police officers grab him, took him to the pickup, forced him in a pickup. The police officer took off the handcuff, put it on his hand. They think all over. Gregory, come on. You say you're a professional person. You're police commander. You know that police commander can sit down in his office and review a video. Ask your white police officers, your white police commanders. Let them tell you. You think that everything you sent down to standard division? We have seen white police officer, white police commander sit down in the office, review, look at a tape over and over, and call the staff and say, this is wrong. Action has to be taken. This is clear. There is no way we can color this thing. There is no way we can hide anything. Action has to be taken. Oh, yeah. But because everything is political, that whole thing about Fonatikova and the rest of the people politically motivated, so they still carry all the different small lies. Let me conclude now with Billete. I think Billete was right. We've been talking about it. Billete did not make news. We talk about it. Israel talk about it in the morning repeatedly. We talk about it in the afternoon. AB talk about it, and you can succeed. You can overcome your enemy when you are divided. Musa Hassan Billete acknowledged this. Thank God he acknowledged it, and other opposition members. That is why they had to come together over the days leading into yesterday and took a stand, and they demonstrated that with an ultimatum for those guys released. What did Billete say? That everything that is happening to the opposition community in Liberia deserves it. And the reason he gave is the same thing we have always said before Billete even acknowledged this. Disunity will cause your enemy to ruin any effort, anything you want to do. The enemy will never give you a chance. In warfare, your opponent gives you no space to breathe. The only way you can breathe is when you are holding together. Because once you have support base, once you people are holding together, it makes it difficult for the enemy to penetrate. This is what God meant when he said a house divided against itself, it can never ever achieve its goal. Billete said everything that is happening, against the opposition. They deserve it because they have been fragmented. They have not tried holding together. Let's have a listen to him.
Power, that's who they are. They've been confused. They're drunk with power. That's who they are. They've been confused with the government they're running. The opposition is giving them free ride. We had a speaker. We let him go. We had power. We let go of it. We deserve what they're doing to us. And all they're doing right now is rubbing salt in our. The opposition deserves everything that's happening today on the grave. This is where we brought ourselves. When members of the opposition join, I've never seen that in my whole life. When members of the opposition join the government to take power and give it to the government, I've never seen it. But here we are. Unity Party is not a party of reasoning. They lie, they destroy, they are everything. Everything they do is they want power. They will denigrate you. They will use you. And I know, as a matter of fact, that Unity Party is holding some members of the opposition, blackmailing them. They try to blackmail me. So they're blackmailing a lot of people, putting charges on their head and saying that if they don't do this, they'll do that. We told our friends, we warn opposition leaders in this country that if you allow the speaker to leave, there will be consequences that you will. It's beyond expectation. Unity Party has not done anything yet. Unity Party has not done anything yet. Once a CDC can get power on or silver platter, Unity Party is not going to do that. They're going to support their government by any means necessary, and whoever stands in their way, they will move you. That's Unity Party for you. That's what they do. That's what they know how to do best.
Let's get to the line now. But before then, keep playing the King's Cash giveaway. Dial *79 and *24# play with $1 Liberian dollar or $1 or 70 cents US, and then you can have your 4K on today. Cyrus, Zio. Okay. No, I think you people are intellectualizing. Yeah. You guys are intellectualizing from what I'm seeing. Bapping police says CDC need to do more. What the police did was crazy. Nowhere in the world this can happen. As Emmanuel Jippo said, the doomsday is near. Josephus Manen said, he stood and put his hand up like a military man surrounded on the front line. I watched it live. Yes. So the only thing the police needed to do, the officers, was to just make sure that he left the scene. That's all. Nothing else. Yeah. Bill Fremont said, put all Unity Party people in the police. Sam Rubin William said the entire police force of Liberia needs total reform after 2029. There are too many illegal armed carriers, ex-rebel, fashion, and criminals in the police of Unity Party right now. Patrick, changing levels. I don't blame those fools in power. The respect for our constitution brought them to power. Nonsense people. Lasanan Kanen say, Daya pa GMP Gila. And our president. Okay. I think the rest of you guys are intellectualizing. I can see the way the conversation is going. You're responding to each other. That's how it should be. You keep it up. You don't get bitter with each other. It shouldn't go beyond this point or personal. So let's get to the line. 0772 239933. The WhatsApp line for those of you out of Liberia is 0. That's 886-3044-97. It is also on the screen. The women's line 0777-980375. You want to go straight to the point because I want to give as much time as I can to you people to express your opinion. Hello.
Good afternoon, my brothers and Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Samuel. Yes, why? I think joining you from Station number 2 this afternoon.
Let's hear you.
Okay, thank you for the following time, my brother. You know, it is somehow laughable, right? When I hear people saying that the city chairman was not my handle. I don't know which other way do we distract people being my handle. Because this is very guys, I think the Unity Party is coming up once when CDC were in power, condemning even if you take a protester by their hand, you will claim it as a my handle. Then the fact that you take a national party, just imagine a former ruling party national chairman, you have to push the man into the pickup, cut him. And I could for the video that I watched, that with the way that the cop was placed on the man, that cop was really at number 1. Because looking at the way the cop was positioned, my brother, imagine the thing that he felt. So how which other way they want us to believe that he did not buy into that guy? They want us to see blood before we are going to believe that they were my handle. Or they want him to die first. Again, somebody will come out and say we release it upon reaching the LNP headquarters.
Okay, Chief.
Let's be serious. Let's be serious in this country. Those people within the Unity Party, some of whom federal government are beginning to back away.
All right, let's give chance to others. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Let's hear you. Let's hear you. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I'm calling from McGibby. Fast to Haberway. I'm Pastor Share Julu.
Let's hear you, Pastor. Pastor Share.
Yeah. We just thank God that they release those people because my representative is part of the people that they sent to jail, Jacob DB. So I thank God for that.
All right.
We don't want problem in this country. And we don't want for any crime man to go to jail because that happened in Helen government when charge you and double was sent to prison and after that charge you die. So we don't want that again in our county as a crime people.
All right.
So thank God that Jacob DB is released.
All right, Chief.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. How are you calling from?
Cut your radio off. Cut your radio off. Cut it off. When you adjust it, you call back. Hello.
Good evening. Good evening, Sam.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, Sam, I want to just want to say thank you this evening for the topic. You know, that the work can go, the poor carry on so, the work can go, the poor talk about the work can go going on so. Yeah, the work can go, remember, work can go, can't get in the country, work can go, the work can go there. You see? I used to tell Mr. Fanati that he having to resign, they put him to run after him. And Jova used to say that Jova happening so. You see? You have foolish men of Gregory Como, very stupid.
Hey, Chief, just go straight to the issue, my man. Go straight to the issue. Don't put anger into it. No, but that doesn't change anything. Hello.
How are you, son? How are you doing?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, this is Edward Carr. You know, we give God the glory and we appreciate our President, George Emmanuel Weah, because he appearing today, he raised all of the dark, in the mind of partisan who have been calling for that. So it was very much timely. And as Fonati said, now they have done their part.
They are now before the court. It is now left with them so that they can be able to bring all of the evidence before the court. Because we will not go by the police, IG, section about what happened, because this is what we have been seeing. From the onset of the whole team for capital building, there are different type of view, and all are directed towards sedition. The president said the same thing. The police director, he said the same thing. Or the fire service director, when he tried to be careful, no, the taking of the scene. So that's how it is. Even the brother who expert here of the person, we don't know the result of that thing. So where are we? So they're going to produce everything. They are playing. They are not dealing with people that are not knowledgeable. This is a lawyer, a PhD in law. So they will bring the proof, and I'm very sure that they will be vindicated. So kudos to all of the parties saying that came up today to show for the director to our speaker, because he gone through a lot. It was important that we did so today. So thank you, sir.
Hello.
Hello, Sandro.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
You are on the air. Good afternoon.
Oh, thank you very much. This is Peter Curran from Township of West Point. I want to tell you our political leader that I go over there today. I want to tell them thank you very much. How is it to be? When you're paying problem, you have to tell your people in the problem. I like the way all that stuff down there, and they come by the wall to that post to go free. You thank God, thank you. Thank God for the people to be free. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
This is Philip Temba. I'm coming from Upper Conway. You know, some those guys that just themselves and people have been found out of. I should probably those guys.
What, you there?
That we are just praying God for peace and long life in this country. Thank you for your effort, my brother. Thank you.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Andrews?
Yes.
Again.
Your name?
I'm Pastor Emmanuel T. Cooper from Brownsville, precisely.
Let's hear you, Pastor Cooper.
Firstly, I want to condemn the police negative action. It was very unprofessional. Like you rightly said, no police in the world will behave like that. I watched the video, right? And I saw the party chairman in complete surrender, has his hands up, both hands walking towards them, looking for instruction. Why should you brutalize the man, push the man to the pickup? You know, it's just that it's unfortunate, right? We come from, it's just unfortunate.
Pastor Cooper, you went off, you went off, man of God. You went off. I think the weather is having an impact on the court. Yeah. I want to take few more calls, or I should take few, then we go to what is unfolding. And people allow themselves to be used. That's what happened. Today, they argue, or they're not arguing on tradition ground. No, they're not arguing on tradition ground, but when it's on the other side, then they come out with tradition. All right. Thank you all. Let's go to, okay. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
This is a sign that join on to play the phone. Mr. Andrew, at least we praise God that we are alive and seeing some of the things we prophesy in the past. Because we say in the past, the hell sick now has no clue to governance, and you're bringing nothing to the table. But what doubt our ability by saying those things. Today, we have come to see experience being brought to bear and get what we are seeing. So the police, If you say you arrested a man for a possible reason, why then did you release him? Did you release him to a lawyer? Did he fine a bill? Did he pay him over to the court? These are questions the police should be answering. You can't arrest someone for probable cause. You not know the probable cause. You didn't indicate the probable cause, but you release the man right after you are being arrested. Why then did you arrest him? You see, that was exactly what one of the political leaders said. This government is on a note of going on goals. They always shooting at shiny leg. You know that you just want what we call I know UN shit or whatever. It was about time that the world will be monitoring you. They see what they're doing the next day. Right after that, you collected lawmakers, you jail them. Whether you get evidence of that, the processes surrounding there was so Muko and Ninja. Now you collected a party chairman of a political party, higher one leading opposition figure. You collected him, you didn't follow resistance, you did everything you do. Instead of you being on your knee now begging for forgiveness, you're trying to say you have reason. That you cannot take the reason.
Okay, all right,
so
sir.
why then did you release him? Thank you, man.
Thank you for coming on to, yeah, don't mind them. Nothing, no evidence. They just felt it was necessary to get on Jenga Co. But you saw before Jenga Co, the guy who had on CDC t-shirt, they went for him too. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Blessing be unto you, you were telling us. The people that are darkness, they see is weary. So we thank God, thank you for their life, so especially that my concern. Because J-House, we say enough for good and new, but it take effect. So thank you so much for your words and new, JAB and you, what we are seeing. God will continue to bless us in that prayer. Thank you. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Yeah. We say thank you to you people too for always coming up and believing in us and trusting us. Without you guys, we can. So thank you. Yes. So the guys are released. Is it Mercy that was trying to get through from the States? The guys are out of jail. The police IG said they have overwhelming evidence, strong evidence to indict Fonatikova and the rest of the guys and send them to jail. The trial will get started soon if the government truly has evidence, which I doubt. And I think that is the end of the Capitol building Wahala. They're not going to go further with it because they don't have sufficient evidence. They've accomplished what they wanted, to have the former speaker in jail. And we've got information today. The current speaker, as scared as he is, you know what he did? He told the staff of the House of Representatives to go home. Those who were already home, the people should communicate with them not to show up. He felt that it was going to be a massive protest and the Capitol building was going to be affected. He's scared. They orchestrated this whole thing against Fonati Kofa. But let me assure you people, Richard Cohn, even if the investigation don't call him, Richard Cohn would never ever live with a clean, clear conscience. That admittance by Richard Cohn places his guys, he and his guys, in a terrible situation. And I know the law will call him and his colleagues because everything they did was illegal. So he confirmed by his confirmation or announcement, it means he knows, together with his colleagues, how that Capitol building was burned and why. Richard Kuhn, the court defense lawyer, you're relaxed. Maybe they can say the law is all about reason. And that's true if you look at it. And that force, that reason. Politics, that force. You saw what they did with Fonati Kofa and the rest of the guys on Friday. The law is reasoning. The man made it public that they caused the confusion. They caused the crisis at the House of Representatives. And he was apologizing as if he needed to apologize. And who was he apologizing to? His boss man Boga, he apologized. He go in there and apologize. He felt he was apologizing, but he did not know that he was admitting, confirming that they know about the fire. Every other thing that happened, they know about it prior to the burning and after the burning. The government cannot sustain dates. The government can sustain it. Gregory Comer messed the plan up. If I were Joseph Yuma Boaga, sacked Gregory Comer. He messed it up. He put them in an embarrassing position, but it's good. It's good. The team of the speaker and the rest of the guys, it's very crack, strong legal team. I don't see Joseph Yuma Boaga and his guys surviving it. No. And the speaker and his people would not leave it. They would not give in to no compromise. People will be exposed in this country, and everybody would know, or they will increase their knowledge of the political motivated acts that they carry out, or the lies. Before the court now, if any, the police over. The police operation over. They are at their limitation. Nothing they can do again. It's in the hands of the court now. It's all about reasoning. When defense lawyers move and pray the court to invite Richard Kuhn, Speaker of the House of Representatives, to take the witness stand by his admittance and confirmation, let's see whether the judge will say, no, that was an isolated incident. When defense lawyers move to request the court to invite the police director, you think that small thing will come again? These people, they mess everything up. They think we're stupid. They mess everything up. When it comes to the law, like AB always say, is reasoning. So reasoning is not a quick fix something. It's a long haul from one end to another. From one end to another. It opens. Reasoning opens different Pandora boxes along the way. That's why the people who down the line, they can say, before you go to court, you must make sure you get patient. You really get patient. Because in their little understanding, they know that courting in a police station. Well, you go quick. Let me run. Hey, my man, take all your share. Take all your trousers. Put everything on charge of quarter. They go and operate that. It's going to be a long haul. You will see police officers besides Gregory Coleman. And they had 2 or 3 testifying in the lie. The real trial about to start. That thing they were doing over there or already. The real trial is about to start. Now you're coming to see. Many days Gregory Coleman will lie that he's not feeling well, or they will send to the court, they say you're out of the country. They say, oh, the speaker travel. The president, you're coming to see, you're relaxed. That's how we told you, keep your calm, you're relaxed. We told you that the people are going to be free. Under no circumstance they will have kept them there beyond what they did. And the people out, the legal team, They're putting the bits and pieces together to get ready for the trial. You know, Joseph Imabwaga, that the last, he will never do this thing here again. All right, let's go to Tim Fonati Kovada Piki. Oh, yeah. Let's go to let's go to what unfolded. Just as religion is fluid, politics is fluid, so is tribalism. Tribalism is also fluid, like politics and religion. Emotion runs high within tribal setting as it is with politics. You want to be careful with these three areas. If you allow yourself to be used, it might coster tribal damage. It could lead to something else. Unity Party is desperate. Unity Party think they and CDC or the opposition community in a war. Unity Party and CDC not in war. CDC is not in war with Unity Party. Unity Party is at war with itself. But the thing they can portray it like they are at war with CDC. They will capitalize on things they ought not to capitalize on, even though they know that no substance in it, but they will still hang on it because they feel that CDC is involved or it will draw CDC attention. Nesedo being here, Bwaka took power 2023. When did Nesedo die? Nesedo died 2025. Bwaka took power 2023 all the way up to 2024. So Nesedo was alive for almost 2 years within the reign of Joseph Yima Boakai, president of the Republic of Liberia. Those months, they did not know that this woman, in her capacity as former first lady, was alive, and they needed to do something. Even though they knew her condition, they knew that she had gone from radio station to radio station to hurry her, that the former president administration did nothing for her. She was on radio stations. They were hearing her. But they refused. They did not attempt to do anything whatsoever. Those months, almost 2 years, the woman stayed in this place. Unity Party did not say, since did not do this for this woman as first lady, we as Unity Party will begin to cater to her, or we have this, we do this as former first lady. Nothing. Joseph Yeman Boakai, president of the Republic of Liberia, cannot say when Nesedo was alive, he sent a dime there, or even going to visit her as a former first lady. Least to talk about his ministers. They did not. They did not. In no way. They never. Not until the woman died. Then they became the holy ones. quote unquote showing sympathy. They ran there saying awful things against CDC and George Weah administration. Fast forward, Jeremiah Cohn went ahead to see or sympathize along with some lawmakers. They gave some money. We heard 2,000 the vice president gave, and the few lawmakers that were there, they rally, the open rally. The president himself went to see, and it was an exciting moment for them. They thought they had captured the situation or captured the scene. Then came the man with the presence, former President George Weah. He went there, empathizing and sympathizing with the family, and shared what he had to share with them, which is purely traditional. That is purely traditional. He gave cow, rice, dollars to the as we say traditionally, for the mat. For the mat. Depending on a culture, like for us, Marylanders, we have mat in our culture. So people, besides the family members, other sympathizers, bring things along the way. It's a way of saying we sympathize, we empathize with you people. We are grieving together. And as you grieve, you're putting out so much energy, tears, and all of those things. And you know, just to get something. Not necessarily that they're giving you money because you poor, or they're bringing in food because you poor. No. It is not exclusively for the family or the grieving family, but rather the people sitting on the mat, so that they will have something to drink, they will have something to eat energetically as they get ready for the burial. Hold on.
They're drunk with power. That's who they are. They've been confused with the government they're running. The opposition is giving them free ride. We had a speaker. We let him go. We had power. We let go of it. We deserve what they're doing to us. And all they're doing right now is rubbing salt in our. The opposition deserves everything that's happening to them on the grave.
We saw the former president going there. The atmosphere was unique. The people, the family welcomed him. His timing was appropriate. It was a joyful, colorful situation or atmosphere. And the president said, please, when I'm saying president, not referencing President Joseph Nyeman Boakai, it's the normal. Even in America, the people still call Bush president, Barack Obama president. It doesn't say that person is still the president, but a president is always a president. And the same politicians can say, they say senator is always a senator. So I'm talking about President Weah. Even though along the way, I'll say I used to a president, but I'll get used to the former, yeah? So the atmosphere was unique. And then he told the mat traditionally. It was not was not entirely for the grieving family. Let's assume the grieving family 2, 3 there. They can use all that. You have people coming from everywhere. Yeah. Those of us who know tradition, you know what I'm talking about. Unity Party people soon come. Here you go. This lady here, yeah. Listen, when you're vulnerable in the family, when you're vulnerable, the enemy always look for the insensitive and the vulnerable one in the family to use. That's how Satan works. Satan does not work against you because you're strong. Satan looks for the weakest vessel. Satan looks for the mentally weak vessel. That's how. Look, if you are a Christian, read the Bible throughout. Genesis, look at which vessel he used to accomplish his aim. He used the weaker vessel. In the family, the one that is insensitive, the one that don't listen to wisdom, the one that thinks that he or she has the attention of the family or can talk the loudest, the devil can use that one, because before you finish shouting and screaming, the devil has blindfolded you. There's Mamindo, not understanding tradition, politics in her head, not realizing that Unity Party people are using her as surrogate to score political capital over her mother's death. One of the key members of that tribal group, Isaac Yanimbo, according to the former president, was stepped in. Yanimbo knows what we are doing. Yanimbo knows how we are being within that family. When I say that family, I mean that tribal group. Not everybody will be talking here and there, but thinks that because she's the daughter of the late Doe, so she should just talk, say things, not realizing that she's putting her own tribal group in problem or dividing further. So she had the courage, bravery to send back to the former president the gesture for the people and not her entirely. And it wasn't political, it's humanitarian, it is traditional. But the people who were preaching traditional politics yesterday, they're not telling her that it is the tradition, and moreover, it is untraditional, disrespectful when an elder gives something and then you send it back to the elder. They did not tell her, and she herself don't know that it goes with curse. May I say to you, and nobody should even do that, is that when an elder gives you something from a clear heart, and you come out by whatever the vexation, and you send it back, you have cursed yourself. Must I show you one verse, one of several verses in the Bible like that? Yeah, listen, there is a difference between politics and tradition. You don't put politics into tradition. What she did was not only disrespectful, and I'm not going to highlight her more. I'm only educating people who listening and watching so that you don't do it. The Bible says, do not show disrespect to your elder, meaning the most senior person. Every elder, despite his or her imperfections, carries blessing. That is why, you see, you people can watch it. All of those things that you see people do on earth, the person bow down and then the elder put the hand on the back, that's blessing, that's protection, that's grace, that is approved by God. He said, children, obey your parents. Then he stated the condition. He stated the condition, which is the blessing. He says, so that you will live long. When an elder places his or her hand on your back based on the respect and humility, you are blessed. Anything short of that, you are cursed. What Veronica Doe did was not only a disrespect to Elder George Manneh Weah, former president of Liberia, but her traditional leaders. Self as the lone voice, as the lion in the town, which traditionally can cause something. The rest of the elders, no matter your size or the money that you have or your political status, you never ever above the elders. You always respect the elders by allowing them to take the decision. People who know tradition, they hang on the elder. That means they look up to the elders of the land. If the elders of the land come out and say, this thing that our son George Weah brought, we accept it. We know what has been going on. We've been hearing on the radio, people talking there, saying that. But for us, we have different view. We accept our son gesture. You who the daughter of whatsoever to come in defiance or rejection to send it back. You have not done it to the sender of the gesture or the gift, but you have abused, you have disrespected the elders of the land, and you have brought curse upon yourself. That thing affected too many people all over. It even carried too many people under the ground. Ah, Yaka, you don't even know. You never, when an elder gives a gift, you don't allow anything to come between. Even if you don't want it, you receive it gladly, but you don't send it back. Once you reach that decision to reject it and send it back, there's instant curse. My people, the people who can be telling you, oh, hey, tradition, the man said tradition, the land, the name is that. Then tell Veronica Doe that the real tradition there. So what happened now? What happened? The ending of the show. I mean, real talk. I mean, what happened? The ending of the show. She soon came to her senses, and then she appealed. She begged the elders for forgiveness and accepted the gift back. But if you are a tradition person, let me tell you what she did. Accepting the gift back or yes, re-accepting or accepting back, whichever way, it can change nothing. The curse has gone. When an elder, whatever the situation, it can be marriage, it can be death, it can be party, it can be whatever the situation. Once an elder gave something graciously from the heart, based on the situation, empathizing and sympathizing, you don't reject it. What the people tell when we go, the people say when you go in the interior, even so, if I went into Nimba and the elders are there, what the way the tradition in Maryland County is not the same in Nimba. But yet, if the elders of Nimba County gave me a cola, or because the Marylanders that cola, pepper, so because that is not my tradition, must I overtly refuse it? Must I tell them no? If I did, you know what I'll be doing? I'll be angering them. I'll be disrespecting them. And anything could happen to me over there. So tradition, wisdom say accept. They are not doing, they're not giving you anything to eat. When you eat it, you will die. It's just to say welcome. And you receive it with humility. Front of them, but it's in your hand. You can walk on the other side. Whatever you do with it, as far as they're concerned, you graciously receive it from them. Wisdom, the people spoke to her, apparently, and then it was returned after she rejected it from the former president. And that was very disrespectful. That was very disrespectful. She disrespected the elders. She disrespected. That is why when you don't teach your child or your children the culture of your tribe, the tradition of your tribe as they grow up, you just keep them in civilized left, civilized left, civilized left. It messed them up along the way. Yes, a lady who just been in America all through like the other one. So they know all of these things. They ain't got time. The people used to Westernism. That's the doctrine they know. They have no time for these things. So she cannot put up that pomposity, refusing, send it back. But it's good that she saw reason to re-accept. But what I can say of my little understanding of tradition and what I have seen, I've not had the opportunity of many cultures, but I think I have seen couple from Maryland County and other places, and it gives me a good level of education so that you know what to do and how to advise people. Listen, whether she re-acceptable, she ain't acceptable. Whether the fact that she took that decision, she came up publicly, she showed that disrespect. It is not President Weah who released the curse, no. That God in heaven himself, that God in the Bible, we see it. We see it in the Bible. Secondly, she brought a split within that tribal group. Not all. You don't politicize tradition. What she did could bring split within that family. She may think that she's satisfying unity party. But there are elders of that county that respect former President Weah, that know that you cannot disrespect your senior. And they will not sit there and allow it to happen simply because she is the daughter of the late Samuel Doe from Granger County. There are elders who will see it as nothing, but there are also elders who have seen it as being disrespectful to not only the former president and elder, but themselves too. That she will not allow them, she will show no respect to them to make the final decision. The former president did not give it to her as a person. It wasn't a present for her. When people are mourning, they put Matt down. Not only why they did not reject, why she didn't give Bwaka money back, why she did not give Jeremiah Cole money back. And this woman is noted for rejecting the same thing. You see, listen, you see how it going atmospherically, and it's so bad for the Dose family. You see how they allow themselves to be used as unity, be used by Unity Party. It's just like Satan, the story in Genesis chapter 3 with Satan, Adam, and Eve. Because they weren't sensitive to the signs of the time, the devil pressed Chakla and more them and just left. The devil in the situation is the Satan. The the family accepted the gift, and some of the elders appeal to we are asking his forgiveness.
Yeah, but they know our father is going to know, they know something. Your brother was carrying what you got because you the natural what you ever call it, John, and the play will look at it.
All right. Let's bring on your sister. Let's bring on your sister. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Let's hear you.
I'm calling for attention. What's what I'm doing? The Puna know what to do and we are come from. They get we are and do profile in Chita. They don't know. But they put on me everything with politics. They United Party people. They fighting for Tony now. We have to not come back. All they putting all the things down. And that thing all they doing for nothing. They hating I want to know mommy do more go back up. So they say to jump now we are. Like pardon me. Then you go apologize. Say Papa, I wrong you. And the people in the course of it. Then you go that they will not do nothing to her. Then you go and apologize. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Andrew.
Yeah.
My name is calling from Veteran Assembly.
Yeah.
First of all, I commend my political leader. Is evidently that a job man we are for a plan to release the current thing. And secondly, the lady, Mommy Do, she was used by the so-called United Party's guidance, a pushing on war. That was the offer from our president. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, Samaju.
Yes. Hello.
How you doing, Papa?
I'm fine, yo.
Yes, sir. It's Sister Marcy calling from Carrollton this evening.
Marcy.
Yeah.
The people can disrespect the elder of the land whenever he or she gives something.
No.
You not see that one in Maryland County before offering any elder of Maryland?
I've not seen the even going through before talking about the whole Liberia.
Oh.
Look where it happened. Hey, Andrew, I'm not well. Thanks, Daddy.
Yeah, I can tell from your voice.
Yeah, I'm not well. Thanks that happened to my people. I'm not well. I was even on the ground. And I small running ways. I fell down on my stomach on the rock. On Friday, I was there. I said, so you were not eating the care gas, went between houses. But I said Friday, and people go for in my mouth, yeah. I'm going to say thank you to those that were sent out today. I was not going to go there, but my eyes, everything gives me problem. And you see, and I trap. And I just thank you for listening, my brother. I want to say to President, we are kudos to him. God will bless him. You understand? Like, do not need to follow President. We are first step. The people in power, they will not carry you nowhere, mommy, though. They will not use you and dump you. Look at Prince Johnson. I said it the last on your show. Look at the head of Prince Johnson. That they use that man, every man, they use it a lot, they dump me. They cry on the death coffee because you are so frustrated. You are a nation just coming, or you know nothing about life, you man. They use it, go say things to President we are, and you keep out to daddy where we are. And you think you will go scot-free, mommy, though. You lie. God will punish you for what you did. And say thanks to the elders. And the top person, we will need one car, we take 2 cows. One for Nigeria here and one in the interior for the street. I will not be there, but my daddy will be there. I want to say kudos to him. I will lay down listening to him. Let me say kudos to the person we are. He's not a violent person. Not for things to be a violent. You can't fuck for a person when in the body. You put on here, God will judge you. And God will punish you. You will not go free. Put us to the elders that hold that money. And put a free policy again that pay for $2,000 and say, go say this, go say that. Then God punish all of you. And you will feel it, mommy. If you not go to President, we need that to him, that he will put a hair on your back.
Okay, my sissy. Thank you so much. The flooding social media, they say the car running oil, right? You the party. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Tiaches. I'm the former president president from West Point. I want to thank you for the show this afternoon, Andrew. I want to ask that mommy girl. When I judge, we are obligated to one. The relationship that was between her father and we are, that what we are getting for enough for her business. So she shouldn't ask question on we are not her equal. The people, the elders, they know what it means. When people on mass, what can happen? Or because there Jeremiah could get 2000 and what she want degrade we are, but she lying. Or personal issue that she get with, we are not opening a star and leave the people and for some of the people on the mat. She was they could not even get her for that thing, what she own. They could not get her for that thing. No, we are alone. And she get issue with we are, they are going to consult we are. But now it's okay, but first on the people mat. And next time she shouldn't start it. Thank you.
Thank you too. Have a nice Monday. Thank you all for spicing it up. I didn't get to play to get my break. Hey, I'll find another one. But before then, let's go this way. Let me see. And then we are out. The news is on at 6. Tune in to King's Newsroom at 6 and get the latest. Cole Davidson, most of you this girl is hurt because of the way her mother was treated by George Weah. So Unity Party has to do with it. I am not for any party or parties for standing up. What you say, Chief? So if Weah didn't do now, why Unity Party? You should be telling us that Weah didn't. This is why Unity Party, December came to power. Hey, but you're not saying it. You're just focusing, oh, we did nothing, we did nothing. That mental problem there. That's what they call mental deficiency. Miata Ellis said, I heard her brother took a job at Freeport, the place your dad was captured. No way. Gabriel White said she just arrogant and immature. Benson David Victor said, okay, the one he's reacting to somebody who, all right. Okay. So that's it. The other one, you guys are arguing among yourselves. You're intellectualizing. That's good. So this is how we go home. Thank you ever so much for spicing it up. We appreciate all of you great people. We will continue to keep up the checkmating and pressure on the government to do what is right. The opposition is strong, getting together. You hold together. You don't allow anything to divide you. The leaders are holding together. And we just hope that it can be that way up to 2029. If the leaders, the opposition leaders can hold together, don't allow anything to divide them, don't give into any temptation whatsoever, up to 2029, Unity Party will be history. Oh, yes, there will be history. Thank you, too, for your support. We stay together. We're not off it completely. They're coming up with another plan, but they will be counter. Yeah. They fail this one. Every game plan, they don't succeed with it. They will fail in the court again. They think we are stupid, but we are not stupid. This is how we go home on the show. The news is on at 6. And then at 6:50, CDC Hour with Isiaka Sharif. And then at 8, Face the Issues with Teacher Light, Anthony at Law, A.B. Weir. You don't want to miss it. We are not stupid. This is how we go home on the show, Real Talk. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. I'm Sam Andrews.